right. Greetings to you once again in the name of the Most High. Greet you in all that is taking place inside the construct that people call reality, as we are seeing more and more of the illusion exposed for what it is. Everything is coming apart, things are coming down, things are being exposed. Hypocrisy on grand and massive scales is just the tip of the iceberg, the shitberg of the world. Listen, this whole thing is as you keep going. I mean, how much more insanity will it take for people to wake up? Well, if they haven't woken up already, they're probably not going to. So if you're going to spend your time and your energies trying to get through to people, you're wasting that energy and that time on something that you could be putting it into that's worthwhile. You know, it's amazing in what has happened and what has transpired and what has taken place upon this earth in the last couple of years in particular. I mean, this all was going on before, but as you see the control, the old construct, the old legacy system struggling to keep its grip on control over a population that without the people themselves willing to submit to that control, their whole thing falls apart. So they've been struggling to, and they're just going full tilt in the propaganda war, and you can see it because there's so many holes in it. I don't know if you guys caught this one, but the Saturday Night Live sketch where they've now tried to distance themselves from being part of the gaslighting of the entire world for the last 2 years. Them, the news, all the people, they're all trying to say, wait a second, we're not part of that. We weren't part of the genocide program on the planet. We weren't part of which is turning out to now, the latest data is 3% mortality rate for the shots from Pfizer. With the data that was forced to be released, they tried to bury it, I think, until 2085, so another 75 years from now. They were trying to bury it from being released. Well, 73, but 75 years total from the time of the experimentation. From the time they collected it. Yeah, it's criminal. Criminal. And there's no theory here. It's a conspiracy reality. There are people that conspired and covered up, and it hurt you. And it hurt a lot of people around you. And even if you weren't somebody that took the injections, you will be impacted by this in your businesses. You were impacted in this by your businesses, in your families, in your relationships, in the stress that you had to endure, and what happened with your children or your grandchildren or your parents, or you were hurt by all of this. And now they just want to brush it under the rug. Now they just want to say, now here comes the Ukraine. What happened? Where did all of this, where did this virus go that was so dangerous that it jumps 25 feet? You got to keep 6 feet because it's got a ruler, right? You got to keep, but it jumps up to 25 feet away, stays on metal on cruise ships. You remember that old propaganda? Cruise ships for weeks on metal can exist on these other places. So dangerous, so deadly. So in each variant goes 50 times faster than the last one. So literally President Xi can sneeze in China and it will be on you inside of 10 seconds. When you keep doing the multiples, each time 50 times, 100 times, so much more contagious, so much more contagious. Okay. Well, here we are, and you're still alive, and I'm still alive, and I'm actually, My immunity is probably stronger now than it's ever been. Because we became aware, we became conscious. We started saying, we stopped believing their lie. Now, if they lied to you for the last 2 years there, do you think they're lying to you about Ukraine? Hello. If they lied to you about the last 2 years, you think they lied to you about however many other things are out there? When trust is broken, after trust is broken, everything else is now suspect. Everything else. So, now that you know, what are you going to do with that knowledge? Well, if you're trying to convince other people that are holding on to the illusion, I am telling you right now, you are wasting your time. If you put it out in such a way, if you put information out in such a way that if people want to get some truth, they can find it there, fine. But if you're wasting your time to actively try to engage with people that don't have a heart for truth, that are not willing to accept the harsh reality of what this is, because this is really harsh stuff. It's hard. And there's a lot of people that their egos are so heavily invested. And the last thing they want to do is turn around and say, you were right. And listen, it's not about you being right. It's about what is right. And that's where we've always been coming from. What is right? What is the truth? And that's the pursuit. And when you have that pursuit for what is right and what is true, that is the place, brothers and sisters, that is the place where you will get the answers, the right answers, the true ones. Now listen, right now, there's going to be so many things that are going to be melting down and not working and having problems functioning, and things are going to be going all over the place. The place to put your energies, okay? All right, let me give you this. All right, where do you put your energies? Where do you put your focus? Well, you go from within, without. All right? Not from without, not getting thrown all over the place, but from within, without. So first, you've got to do that work within yourself. You've got to, I've got a buddy, he talks about doing the shadow work. I appreciate that one. I think it's a good way to put it. But you got to resolve these things inside. You got to integrate these things inside. You have to deal with these other things that are keeping you and holding you back from being who you really are. You got to face things, deal with them, resolve them within yourself. You got to know who you really are. Because your identity, they've done so much to try to keep you away from your identity. When you know who you really are, there is a power in that. That scares every lesser form and every lesser being. When you know who you are, there's an incredible confidence that comes with that. So you need to go within. This is what's required now. I'm not even using the words need and want. I have to be conscious of that, because those all imply lack. And there is no lack in us. There's no lack in the people of the Most High. There is none. In true human. No, we are the highest form. We're the highest form. Often the reason that we have been overlorded by lower forms is through tricks, through duplicity, through schemes, and through us being kept away from the reality. But once you know the reality remains true. You are the higher form. So walk in that. These things just snap off of you when you walk in who you really are. But go within. That's one. All right? Put your energies, your efforts, your being, your thought life, put them onto things that will be solutions, things that will solve, things that will make a difference. You can create now. See, one thing about everything breaking up and falling apart, this is a silver lining to all of this, is that there are things that we have wanted to create that have been within us for your whole lifetime in some cases. Well, that's going to be possible now. It wasn't before. And the reason it wasn't possible before was because the old system was so entrenched in and around you. And now that whole thing is falling apart and crumbling. So go within. And then from that, focus your solutions efforts without. Look for others that have the same frequency, the same intention, and connect with them. You're going to have people with you, and you're going to be with people in this time that will be closer than what is your own family in many cases, your own blood in many cases, because those are, yeah, you have a genuine care, but this is going to for your family, but this is going to be on a higher level. And when you connect on a higher level, that doesn't preclude family. They could be right there with you if they're connecting on that level. But this is a frequency thing. This is a focus thing. This is a true being thing. This is people. If you've got people that are committed to the truth, you're going to meet them right there. If you're committed to the same thing. And when we talk about Jesus, well, Jesus said, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life." So he's the embodiment of it, right? Okay, so then let's just keep it simple. So if you're the embodiment of it as well, then you're going to have the experience, and the greater things are going to be what flow through you. You know, I remember in my old church days, everything was always something in the future. Something, just hold on. Just it's going to be, what about right now? What about right now? How do you live right now? Because this is where you are. This is the moment that you're in. You know, any of these pastors that were lining people up to get them injected, encouraging them to do that, they all need to step down. After an apology to their congregation for being tricked and having no discernment, they need to step down. And not do that again. They need to stop. Go do something else, but don't do that. These are just basics of leadership. You have to be able to protect your people. At least give them some wise counsel. But they were more concerned with getting people back into the queues and back into the pulpit, to listen to them in the pulpit. They were more concerned with that than they were with their own health and their well-being. They wanted one more offering. Oh, come on, let's call it like it is. That's what they were doing. All right, so, anyways, so go within, do that work. When you start looking out, when you look for solutions, you're going to find them. When you look for answers, that's what you're going to find. If you look for the problem, you're going to find the problem. You look for the answer, you're going to find the answer. Because you manifest wherever you put your attention. That's why they always want your attention. Because they want you to manifest their thing, not yours. Their concepts, not yours. Their ideas, not yours. But the power's in you, not them. That's why the game for your mind. So, focus on the solutions, focus on the answers. You will get answers flooding to you like nothing else. It's going to be amazing. Then, connect with others. Because when you connect with others that are moving in that same thing, you're going to reinforce and encourage each other. Basically, you know what? Everything that the world has been trying to do to you, do the opposite. Everything they've told you to do, do the opposite. Because everything they've told you has been to your harm and to your hurt. You do the opposite, so you connect with others, you go give somebody a hug, you're going to see incredible things happen. Bless each other. Speak life over each other. Resolve things, and it's time. It's your time. It's your time. You know what? With all that's going on right now, the COVID theater now wrapping up, I think the governor of Florida, it was the best phrase for what this whole thing is. Just COVID theater. Yeah, we got to stop with the COVID theater. Oh my gosh, yes. Disappeared with the conflict in the Ukraine, just like that. Just like that. And the politicians in Washington are freaking out and trying to rally the troops to go and protect their money laundering, child trafficking, and all the records that could come out in association with them. So everybody's got to care about a country that none of them and none of their constituencies could find on a map 2 weeks ago. Yeah, let's bring this one up as a priority. I mean, it's the hypocrisy, the absolute hypocrisy of the vice premier in Canada leading a protest after just weeks ago they worked to crush everybody that showed up in Ottawa to protest with the truckers. And now they're out there. What? Are you insane? Yes, you are insane. There is a lack of sanity. And that lack of sanity, if you want to go and hang out with a bunch of crazy people and expect to see something else happen or something different, it's not going to take place. But the power is in you. And that's the thing you got to understand. Your life is not dictated by them. But you, my brother, you, my sister, you have within you what is required to change the entire construct. Hold your focus, hold your attention. Don't give it to them. Look, Facebook stock got crippled by 50% in a month. They went from $1 trillion to $500 billion in a month in market cap. For what reason? Because you and I stopped looking at it. We put our attention on something else, and the thing starts to collapse. So as they implode, there's a lesson in that. I've been saying this for ages. Just don't give it your attention. Turn them off. Turn them off. And when you turn them off, you'll be amazed at how many other things fall apart. Turn them off and put your attention to where it can and should be. Focus on solutions, connect with others, and recognize that you have always had within you what's required to make the difference and make the change. So let's do it. All right, love you. Love you, love you, love you. Hey, be encouraged today. Bless you. Drop us an email, faithmix@gmail.com. You can always say that. faithmix@gmail.com. Yeah, that's it. And, you can always say hi to us there. And, faithmix.com. Bless you. All right, we'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye.